make decent money but still feel broke. Is that normal? Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Sadie Schertzer, and I help motivated individuals access their authentic voices so that they can communicate with clarity and confidence in their personal and professional lives. This person says that they earn enough money to pay their bills, but they don't feel calm about it. And they mention that they've tried budgeting apps, but nothing has really stuck for them. They don't think they're bad with money. They just don't feel good about it. It seems like there's an underlying anxiety around money. So as a coach, the first couple questions I would ask this person would be in regards to their relationship with money from a young age. How did you grow up? Was there enough money? Were things tight? What were your foundational, primary experiences with money like? Because that forms the rest of our lives. And it doesn't matter if you grew up rich or poor or somewhere in the middle. How our parents or guardians talked about money, used money, taught us to use money is incredibly influential. I grew up in a household where both of my parents did not have secure financial childhoods. So when my sibling and I were younger, they insisted on taking care of everything for us as a family financially. Every family is different. There's no right or wrong. Some kids earn money by doing chores. Some kids are just given an allowance. I'm not here to tell you how to run your family. But when I looked at how my parents' young lives were, I understood why they shielded my sibling and I from financial decisions and even from being brought into financial conversations. That did lead to a lack of a financial education on my part. But when I got old enough to understand that, I was able to see them with compassion, and I was able to do some things to educate myself around finances. I'm sharing that because it seems like this person may have some underlying anxiety around money. And if we could go back and pinpoint what their childhood was like in terms of financial discussions, that might alleviate some of that stress just by knowing, oh, I always feel anxious because my parents always felt anxious, for example. Another area I might explore with this client would be writing down their safety nets. So, do they have a savings account? Do they have family who has access to money in case they needed it? Do they have insurance? If they lost their home tomorrow, would they have a place to stay? Sometimes writing those things out on a piece of paper can provide more security and can bring a sense of calmness. And then sometimes it also helps you dive into those areas a little bit more. For instance, if they have a savings account, but it's a standard savings account, and they have a significant amount of money in it, maybe it's time to move that into a high yield savings account. Maybe it's time to look at different insurance options in order to calm oneself and have a little bit more security there. I also want to acknowledge that enough is going to look different for every person, depending on what phase of life you're in and where you live in the world and what your income is and what source that is. Is it the same every month? Is it different every month? There's no correct number. Now, I am not a financial advisor. However, a great place to start feeling more comfortable with your finances is to track them for a month. And then at the end of the month, try to categorize those into bills, anything medical, anything fitness related, anything going out. Figure out which categories work best for you. And then take some time to reflect on those and just see if what you thought you were spending in those categories is in fact what you spent in those categories. And have some compassion with yourself and see if it's a normal month. Was there a special party or something that you spent a lot more money on that you don't normally spend on in each month? And just take all these factors into consideration. From here, as a coach, I would dive into this person's values around money and financial safety. Do they value their free time more than having a high number in their savings account? Because if that's the case, having one job and then having the rest of their time as free time might be more important to them. Do they value having a higher number in their savings account? And are they okay with splitting their time across a main job and maybe a side hustle or, a part-time job, babysitting, yard work, whatever it is? Because at the end of the day, whatever number is in your account is personal to you. There's not a universal number that's going to work for everyone. But what do you value most? And can we align how you are living with those values? Because that is when you will start to feel less anxiety around finances and around any issue that pops up in your life. If anyone else out there is struggling with financial anxiety and you would like to connect in a one-on-one session, you can reach out to me at theclarityexchange@gmail.com. For everyone else, I wish you best of luck with your budgeting and your finance decisions, and I will see you soon.